Being a queer is not a flaw, it's an identity, and identities are given by the Creator Himself. Today, I'm in conversation with Akash K. Agarwal, whose sexual orientation is different from being a girl or a boy. Professionally, he's a celebrity jewelry designer and he's designed for celebrities like Mandira Bedi, Sushmita Sen, Zeenat Aman, Swara Bhaskar, and the list goes on. His journey hasn't been easy, as society acceptance did not come to him naturally. Today, I'm in this amazing conversation with him where he talks about ups and downs of his life. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy this conversation on Anamika Yaduvanshi Show. Hey Akash, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's almost like a very nervous I am because to talk to you and that is my interview जिसको मैं रात को 2 बजे भी phone मिला लूँ and say hey I'm in a problem, I'm in a mess, help me. So thank you for doing what you're doing today with me.
Thank you so much for finding out time for this one and जिसको आप 2 बजे फोन मिला सकते हो वो भी रात को आपको 2 बजे टेक्स्ट करती है आकाश let's do this. So it's mutual thing. Okay, all right. So looking forward to this one. Akash, you have had an interesting journey, and you were in Delhi 6. So as a boy from Delhi 6 to a celebrity established designer today who has designed for celebrities like Zeenat Aman, Sushmita Sen, Mandira Bedi, Swara Bhaskar, and the list is endless. So tell me about your life from like how it was in Delhi 6 and how it is today.
Yeah, अनामिका जी एक तो आपको सब कुछ पता है फिर भी हम आज इसके माध्यम से बात कर रहे हैं. You know me in and out. We know each other since some good 15 odd years. And yeah, so I'm born in Delhi. मैं दिल्ली छे चांदनी चौक की पैदाइश है मेरा बचपन I was 20 when I moved out of that walled city area. मेरा schooling भी वहीं दिल्ली छे के गली मोहल्ले के स्कूल से हुआ, which I'm very proud. The school name is SD Public School, and I always say that it doesn't matter from where you're getting your basic education. It's about the faculties, the teachers, and the parents who give you that.
Yeah.
So, and it has been really, today when I look back to my मेरी पैदाइश, मेरा बचपन, मेरी जवानी दिल्ली छे चांदनी चौक के मोहल्ले में एक कमरे में मैंने अपना जीवन का बहुत सा हिस्सा जो बिताया है. I see it as a blessing in disguise. I completely see it as an experience which I had to live through to be able to live the life I'm living today. So I remember by living in a compromised room with 3 more siblings or with the whole family living in one room was quite difficult, or I should say very difficult. But now I see that how that initial stage difficulty helped me to pass through any further struggles in life. So वो एक बहुत अच्छा रहा. And yeah, with God's grace, today I am a well-known jewelry designer. I also talk about queer rights, and I feel it absolutely the blessing of my family, my parents, my siblings, and the God. You know, and I also believe somewhere that it all happened because I, from very initially in my life, started believing in the magic of karma. You know how what we saw, what we reap, really I can feel that today.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
अच्छा, the journey has been kind and has been blessed. मेरे कुछ ज़्यादा मेहनत नहीं थी उसमें. I completely believe it's been God's grace.
That's very modest of you to say that कि मेरी कुछ मेहनत नहीं थी, and I have seen how hard working you have been. I remember before every show you used to plan each and every tiniest of things, you know, ये ऐसे वो वैसे, every moment you planned of all your grand shows जो आज grand लगते हैं. Otherwise you've planned it in a very intricate manner. So you have done a lot. You can't say that इसमें मेरी मेहनत नहीं थी. That's like not done.
But you know, मेहनत इसलिए नहीं लगती because that's what we enjoy doing. I love what I
I know.
do.
Yeah, yeah.
For me, all those challenges to put up a show is like it's like what next? It's like a game, you know. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not. It's like level 1, level 2, level 3. Okay, show अच्छा हो गया, हमने level पार कर ली.
Excitement. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know, I know. But Akash, when you were in Delhi 6, it's so like you said that you stayed with siblings and it was like a normal, casual and very, very family kind of a life.
Yeah.
And Aj, because you are an established jewelry designer, people recognize you. You are, so many people follow you on your social media. So how does it feel when you get this limelight, this recognition? How does it feel?
I feel blessed. I live every moment in gratitude, and I mean it. I inhale and exhale wala jo hai. Because for me, for very long, initially, gratitude was nothing more than just an hashtag. Or, that's how the journey of gratitude in my life started.
Yeah.
But you have to just see yourself from a different angle and see your life as better and blessed than many. And
Yeah.
that has been the reason I've been able to sail through, that I've believed in the power of gratitude. Also, somehow, it's just that I've never regretted any part of my life. I've never said that, oh, why this happened to me, or how, oh, why this not has happened to me. I've been very okay to anything and everything that has come across. Uh, I was very young when I lost my father. I still remember that I was able to take it, and I don't know, even today when I miss him, but his going, I was very strong at that moment to say, okay, if this has been destined, this has to happen. And what I
Accepted.
was, it was 2021 at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But that somehow that I've been able to overcome to what has been given to me, and it has nothing to do with me. Trust me, it's just the power of the supreme जो आपको ले जाता है उसमें से निकाल देता है. The only thing I been able to achieve all of this fame or anything, or being out of this hard time, is because I've always surrendered to my difficult times. I've not been somebody who would stand in a heavy storm and say, I'll fight you. I'll surrender to the roots and I'll stick myself to the ground and I'll say, let it pass.
Yeah, that's
You know?
beautiful.
So that has helped me a lot. So anything which has come up on my face and I know this is not something I can handle, I'll withdraw myself from fighting it. I'll let it pass.
Let
And
it pass by.
I'll just hold myself through it. I'll withhold myself. Okay, this is what you're going to face. This is it. So the being famous, being celebrity, being people following to you, feels amazing, but doesn't change a bit in me. Doesn't change a bit in me because I was who I am even today when I was no one. So nothing is added to me. I was as I felt I'm a diva from day one, or I felt I'm influential from day one. I
Wow.
felt like I'm famous from when I was not famous. So
Mm-hmm.
I used to Google my name while there was nothing to check about Akash Agarwal, you know.
Right, right,
So
right,
that
right.
has been my journey, that I've been very consistent to people and relationships and to life. I've not changed with phases, and that has helped me.
I think that's very wonderful, like you said, that you have been knowing since ages that you are going to be diva, you're going to be famous, you are going to be Googled. So that's why you started doing that first, so that others do that, others follow you. That's incredible. That's incredible. I think you've been practicing LOA since long time back.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
wonderful. That's wonderful. So Akash, since childhood, you knew that you are a different person from rest of the society members, and
Yeah.
the way you are perhaps might not be acceptable to the rest of the society, the real you. How did you gather the courage to and confidence to declare your identity?
It was very organic. It was very organic, very not that I came out one fine day to my mom and said, "Hey, mom, I'm gay," and nor did I came to my own self to know who I am. It was even that was very nothing came as shock to me, and I tried not passing it as a shock to anyone. Was my process of dealing with my sexuality. Also, my sexuality is not me as whole. The
I know,
sexuality
yeah.
Yeah, so my sexuality has never been overpowered me being the larger picture or the larger person, that I am multifaceted. So as you know very well, like when I lost my father, I just bumped into doing professional things. I went into doing shows, and
Yeah.
I started my career way early than many. 10 plus 2 kiya, and I started going for professional courses. I landed up doing job very early at 22. At 20, yeah, odd, before my course got over, and 20 plus or 21, I was at the job as well. I used to teach as a faculty. And I remember in my interview, this dean who asked me is that, will you be able to teach? And I said, will you let me teach? And that has been my journey of going through things. So somehow all of this sexuality, which people have very issues about, has I have taken it with a lot of calmness. It has not been easy. It will not be easy. It cannot be easy for people who are, or people who live with them, or friends who have people like me, or people from my community as friends. Because it's not in mainstream. My reason of coming out and talking about who I am happened in what, 2017. Was I not gay before? Was I not feminine before? Right, but that was not my basic, what should I say, but that was not my priority then, which became my priority to talk about who I am, not because I wanted to talk about who I am, or if I wanted a freedom. I was living a very happy, free life. Coming out and talking about who you are brings me more judgments, more discrimination, more people have called out me different names. People have tried to discriminate me differently, have tried to abuse me, and you are, once you come out, you're more vulnerable than being in closet somehow. You in the closet suffocate a lot. That's true. You have to talk and come out, but coming out and talking about on a public platform that, hey, I'm gay, means you're calling out your people to think you're vulnerable, which I am not. Right. So absolutely, it was not easy. I self-accepted myself, and that has been it. I very early in my, I wrote an article for Indian Express where I said, don't seek approval while expressing your sexuality. Just express it.
It's just express
Stop seeking approvals. Self-acceptance is the only way. I'm sorry, because if you made peace for yourself and you've made peace to who you are, you're done with half of the battle. And the half of the battle you will only win when you know the society you live in is patriarchal, is misogynist, is sexist, is classist, is casteist, and it has its own issues which it needs to cure, instead of you being worried to be judged by them. तो एक ऐसा समाज जो खुद ही शोषित है, जो खुद ही बीमार है, वो आपको क्या बीमारी बताएगा आपके बारे में? So it's about healing your own self instead of accepting people's. And अनामिका, एक बहुत बड़ा सच जो मुझे विद एक्सपीरियंस लगा कि इस जमाने में हर कोई शोषित है. It's not that only Akash is being challenged or discriminated. You, me, everybody, हमको बस अंदर जाके झांकने की जरूरत है कि हमारे साथ शोषण कब और कैसे और क्या हुआ. शोषित सब है. किसी को रंग का भेद है, किसी का लिंग का भेद है, किसी का जाति का भेद है, किसी की सिर्फ उसकी रंग या उसके जिस्म का एक हिस्सा बड़ा है या छोटा है, उसकी कद काठी, लोगों की कितने अलग तरीकों से भेदभाव किया हुआ होता है. सो ये समाज किसी का अच्छा नहीं कर रहा है. एंड आई रियलाइज्ड इट द डे I said, I want to be accepted, but am I ready to accept as the world is? Am I going to accept as who Anamika is if I'm seeking my acceptance from her? Or would I call out her कि ये इस कास्ट की है, इस क्लास की है, इस जेंडर की है, या इस रंग की है, पर मैं अपनी acceptance चाहता हूँ, मैं सही. So that was never my case. So the day I said I'll accept the world as it is, people as it is, the size, the shape, the color, the religion they come from, made my journey of acceptance very easy. If I stop judging, then I don't care who judge me, because they're sick.
Right. Akash, you just, when you were just saying the whole conversation, two interesting things which you said and which actually disclose two different beautiful sides of your personality. Like one incident which you mentioned that in your early 20s when you had joined an institute and somebody asked you, would you come and teach here at this institute? So at that time, you did not disclose your identity as gay to many people. Society did not recognize you as gay. They just recognized you from your talent or from your profession or whatever you were doing. So you were so humble. Somebody offered you a job. You said, "Would you let me do this job?" So again, that's one side of this.
Not humble, but very arrogant or very, very snooty to say. So this guy actually questioned my expertise over my age. He said,
Right.
will you be able to do this job? And I said, would you let me do the job? So many times, because I was passed out early in my life and I had my professional degree way earlier, they thought that you're just too young to be an expert in your field.
Yeah.
And I
Right.
challenged his thought even then and there.
And another thing which you just said is similar to what you just said, that when you are saying that people who are judging me, let me see, are you big enough to judge me? Is society who's judging you for being a
Yeah.
gay, is
Yeah.
that society, is that clean? Is
Yeah.
it,
Is it too perfect to be? Yeah.
do they have the authority to do that? Like no, but like you said, nobody is perfect. Everybody could have had their moments where they were they did something which they should not have done. They sacrificed with their morals and all those things. So things have happened to everybody. So what if you're not like that, you don't want to be the victim thing, that okay, I'm not the victim person or I'm not the different person. Everybody is different in their own context.
Agreed.
So that's the point. I think this says a lot about you, because अगर किसी का if somebody has a small thing, like you said, किसी का रंग काला हो जाता है, किसी को कोई facial problem हो जाती है, people lose their confidence that I am not good enough now, so that I can't sit in the normal society, I can't make friends with the normal people, I can't I'm not I don't have that kind of thing with me. But you have that much confidence, like you are saying, acha, you judging me for being a gay? Who are you? Aren't you black? You're doing racial discrimination, you're doing this discrimination. So this is big
No,
confidence.
I'm not saying you can't judge me because you're black. I'm saying that the fact is that who are these people we let our peace be with? Who are these people who are holding our lives? And somehow, while we want them to don't hold our lives, we are somehow doing the same thing to someone else. So, true, if I want my peace, but I'm really poking someone else's life by seeing who the person is in a relationship or what's his height or what's his size and stuff like that. So very early in my life, I made sure in my family that we will not talk about people's personal life and what they're doing, and it all takes a lot. It all takes a lot for you to tell to your family that no, we are not going to talk about that. Now they know it that they would not even tell me what's happening in someone else's life because I would not be excited or I would
Entertain
not.
that, yeah.
Yeah, so because I see everybody's journey as their own, and it should be like that because that is what I'm seeking from people. That give me my own space, and that's why I let people have their own space.
Right. You give me space, I allow you your space.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's a very big step to do, not to gossip. What is happening in others' life. Otherwise, what happens is people, most of the times their conversations is about not their career or not their issues, about others, things. So I think this is a very beautiful lesson anybody who's watching us can get from it, that stop talking about others so your life will be at much peace.
Absolutely. Don't talk about others. Don't stalk others.
Stop.
So many people I see on Instagram, on Facebook and all, they would just live as stalkers. They will not post. They will not express. They will not talk. They will just keep on seeing what the other person is doing. And then they get demotivated about their own life because they think their life is inferior to the other person's life. The fact is this, that you're not ready to talk about who you are. You can be equally an interesting person or be better. Half of the people are stalkers, and that's sad. I don't even think to follow people who I don't like to, or who is content I don't want to see, or who I know would not inspire me. And I'm not saying it from a space of arrogance. I'm saying it from the space of understanding that what you want in life and what not.
Right,
You know?
right. That's interesting. You know, Akash, this reminds me of a beautiful conversation that we had back in 2009, 9 or 10, I think. It was somewhere around that. That Akash was, the one with that bag, going for jewelry assignments and all those things. That Akash was different, hiding his own identity. I would not say hiding, but I would say not comfortable in disclosing. I would put it like that.
And today, it was not that. Trust me, it was not my priority.
Okay.
Haven't that been disturbing me then? Hadn't that been my priority? Hadn't that been my existential crisis or reason? I would have been talking about that there. It was not my priority. See, often people mix your femininity to your sexuality, which is not like that, right? I have been feminine. My femininity has nothing to do with me being sexually oriented towards someone or not, or when and at what time. So I was like this young girl who had nothing to do with sexual orientation, because was not into any kind of such relationship where she has to express, or he has to express who is the person he's dating to or being with. So my sexual life is often misinterpreted to my femininity, which is not like that. So in 2009, I surrendered to one fact that I knew who I am, and I somehow was underplaying, or I should say that I just didn't want to disclose it. But that was so much out of fear of you being called illegal. That was not a fear of acceptance. That was a fear of you being called as gay and as illegal citizen, as criminal, and can be behind the bars because of you being gay. I come from that generation where I've seen and it has happened with me that someone very much successfully robbed me off in middle in the CP because I was gay, and he said, "Oh, because your femininity pops out no matter what." And this guy said, "I'm from police, and I still have the FIR with me. Yeah? So I'm from police. I'm going to take your chair. I'm going to check what all you have and how. And okay, so I think you're so and so." And I was like, "Oh God, he knows it all. So let me talk to your family about it." And I was like, "Really?" And then he robbed me off to a mobile I had and the money I had and everything. So coming from a generation where you had no reference point, you had no icons, you had no one to talk to or look up to, and you were being considered as criminals. So there was a lot of fear attached to who I was.
Right, I understand. Yeah. But that was one incident which was slightly scary, I would say. But if you keep that incident aside, then otherwise also, let's just talk that you were not very comfortable.
I never knew myself also. So in 2009 or 10, आप देखो 10 साल पहले क्या reference point था हमारे पास?
After 377, I understand things have become easier.
Which happened in 2017. So मतलब in 2010 and 11 or 12, there was no reference discussion, there was no reference point, there was no icon. The only person you were associated
conversations weren't happening regarding this.
The only person you could associate yourself is the kinnar or a chakka or a hijra that walks up to your house to ask you Diwali and Holi, or the same person that is visible to you on the red light area or the red light, right? And you are not that. You don't want to be associated with that.
Like you said, there was no reference point. This was important. So when you did not have the reference point back in 2009, you were slightly, okay, fine, let's just talk about work. Let's just discuss professional things and nothing about sexuality and nothing about all these things. And you were not very open, not very vocal about multiple things. So
I still had no knowledge to talk about.
I understand that. Yes, absolutely.
The only thing I knew was that I'm wrong. I was dead sure I'm wrong.
Right. So from there to the bold person you are today, like you said, from considering yourself where you're wrong, and now you're in a position where you say, not right, but you can stand for yourself, take a stand, And just whoever is pointing a finger at you, you can point their finger back at them. Excuse me. You also have something, which is not fair.
But now I even don't do that. I've not done that to anyone who had issues with me, to tell them what your own issues are.
Right.
Because that's not me. Because that would not help me. Because that will not help my agenda to come out. Because I have not come out to create nuisance. I have not come out to create fights for who I am. I've come out to create sensitization for who I am. So I have to be very patient for people's opinion as well. I've seen in and out how my family, I come from a very large joint family. And when I came out in 2017, I had my closest of people telling me that you will be boycotted, you would not be part of the family anymore, there'll be no invites coming and walking to your home and everything like that. Hadn't I been this rebellious or this fighting out or calling out names, or
you would have said it then.
Yeah, I would have done that. But what I did then was, remembering the time the same very joint family stood by me when I lost my father. And I valued and I weighed what is bigger. Is this ये घर, ये परिवार जिसने मेरे पिता ना होने पे मेरा साथ दिया या सहारा बना, या वही परिवार जो आज तुमको नहीं समझ पा रहा है,
for some reason, yeah,
for some reason, or doesn't want you to be accepted? What is bigger? तो मेरे को लगा मेरे पास तो एक उनका एहसान है चुकाने के लिए. So I'm so okay to what their opinion is about me. Let it be. And because also I came out while I wanted to come. Like I was ready to come out. I was ready to take all possible challenge which will be the package.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to ask. That from there, where you were not very open to disclose about your identity, to where you are today, where you openly talk about. I understand that after 377 you have received a reference point, but that's not the only point. I know you are.
I received a reference point, boss, from seeing a book way early at a book festival called the Ardhanareshwar.
Yeah.
And the first time I had this word, and I was like, "Ting, this is me." I never thought I'm a gay for very long, or even today I don't associate much to the word called gay, because it is again a very English terminology, alien to somebody who's born and brought up in Delhi, Chandni Chowk, whose reference points are not English. I was seeking something back from home and from the roots, and the very fact that we celebrate an identity like me in my, which is called Ardhanareshwar, the yin and yang, the balance of Shiva and Shakti, I felt like validated. I felt like, oh wow, we have. So abhi mujhe koi bhi kuch bolega, I'll say hello. So you mean that you don't want to appreciate Shiva and Shakti's yin and yang combination, or you don't want to accept Vishnu's Mohini Roop, or you don't want to accept Arjun's Bhranalala Roop, and you have issues about your gods only, then why not you'll have issues with me? So we had enough reference point I had, and I made peace out of them. So that helped me a lot. That okay, I can be validated because they have been validated as well from the civil society.
I don't know if you've answered this one, because I wanted to ask you was, what played the role of transformation? Who played the role of catalyst in your transformation journey?
My mom's support has been major. My family has been a major support. I don't know, this transformation has not been like ek raat mein. So I cannot just say why and what made me. I think me coming out and talking about who I am, my conviction to talk about it has been the reason I've become what I've become. In 2017, which I told you guys, like I faced the family issue. My few of my cousins or my mom itself said, but why do you need to be? It has to be a part of the discussion. Why does it have to be discussed or being told about who you are? And I said, but if I'm not supposed to talk about who I am, it means I'm wrong. And if I'm right, then why should I not talk about it?
True.
This was my clear answer to my family. And while I think somehow what helped me is to be true to myself. That has helped me. So in 2018, while I talk about gay rights and queer rights, and now I talk about to almost every channel or every media house or here and there, But it all started from me talking about it to might be a गली का नुक्कड़ में एक दोस्त को या एक घर के एक परिवार वाले को. It all started being starting my confessions. To what I am talking to you right now is also a confession. The more we confess to who we are, the more we understand and accept who we are, we're able to shackle down the inhibitions about our own selves. You know, it's not that the world has changed for me. It's not that people have stopped judging me and discriminating me and stuff like that. And it would never be. It would never be. I know that as well because आप अभी भी हजारों में एक हो, लाखों में नहीं हो तो भी हजारों में एक तो जरूर हो. And it's not easy for everybody to accept you. Like while I'm talking to you, I'm coming out might be to someone to understand who being gay is. Like I'm going out for a dinner with a family dinner, and there's a family who pops out and say, "Hey, see, कौन है?" Right? Or me walking into the metro, going into a 5-star hotel. From this to that world, everywhere people judge you. Or people get excited, or get insecure, or get insensitive to who you are. So coming out is everyday journey. The only thing that keeps me going, which makes me who I am, is being true to the self and calling out it there and then. If I had ever had an issue with someone or in a situation, I've called out there and there. So many times people don't want to talk. People don't want to acknowledge who they are, where they come from. I made peace with who I am. And that has helped me. Self-acceptance is the only key that you can achieve anything.
I think this is beautiful, self-acceptance, because a lot of people miss out on that. Because when we have who we are, it brings a lot of challenges with our own personality. When you have something different which is from others, then it brings its own challenges. And if you're ready to accept yourself, ready to face the challenges which is coming with your acceptance, that becomes, I think that makes your journey easier, perhaps. That's incredible, Akash. So Akash, tell me, what does self-love mean for you?
I'm still figuring out. I'm still, because I love myself. I never hate myself. I never dislike myself. So yeah, I love myself. But I often fall out of loving myself as well. That happens with me as well. I fall out of loving to the person I live in or I live with. And that happens. And when that happens, you seek love or you seek acceptance or you seek. Yes. And when your journey of seeking starts, it's somewhere you're disrespecting to the self you are. You know, so for me, self-love is regenerating, might be reliving, re-meeting yourself, expanding to who you are, knowing your different facets about yourself can be self-love for me. You know, for me, self-love is re-knowing myself. Oh, wow, that's good. You can do this as well. Not for anyone else, but just for yourself. Push yourself a little harder, you know. You know, I've been very blessed with the professional journey I had and the kind of family and the friends I have. But I have been obese since long. I've been obese since my school time, right? And that obese has been the reason because I was in depression, I was closeted, and I was obese. Because I was just too feminine to be in the sports period, or I was just being too coy to get out of the chair and go in the recess outside of the room because anybody would bully you. So my sexuality or my femininity has been the reason that I've been in depression for long and obese for long. Now, with God's grace, today in 2021 or 2022, I started taking a challenge of getting better physically, getting better to the health. And if I'm able to achieve that, that's what is self-love for me. To be able to achieve a new thing, which you yourself or might people think is limited and you can't achieve. You know, so just rediscovering what all you can achieve.
Do and achieve with yourself. That's amazing. Yeah. That's self-love. Redoing your own things, rediscovering yourself. That is self-love. How do you truly counter the fact that you would always stand out in the crowd, no matter how good you are in your profession, people would judge you because of your sexuality, sometimes not by a profession. How do you counter this fact?
So I have created a very a sanity shield around me. you know, which actually so much learned from you to create a halo, and I don't know if it's halo or hello, but yeah, to create that aura around you, to create that that circle around you, which let bounce back anything which you don't want to be a part of your journey or your life. Also, again, self-acceptance is the key, Baba. Trust and not judgmental. Don't give a damn about people's life if you don't want your own. I might be repeating all that, but that has helped me. Nothing new will help you. The only thing can help you is also what helped me is my great need to go out and see what people are doing just to learn. So if I'm in a new city, or if I'm even in my own city in Delhi, I will go out for evening walks, see what people are living like, how they're living, how they're surviving, what are they having food to eat, what they can't get to, and somehow I see all people who have just to feel more in gratitude or to be a part to help them. So that has helped me a lot to be able to understand that it's not just you who's going through a tough time. There are many more who have been challenged with far difficult times which you would have not gone able to handle too. So if we stay, I say it often to people कि काला चश्मा लगा के या गाड़ी के काले शीशे चढ़ा के जिंदगी नहीं देखी जा सकती.
Realize.
मतलब, और मैं पर्सनली भी ऐसे ही बनता हूँ कि जैसे मुझे कुछ अच्छा से मेरा चश्मा उतर जाता है, मेरी गाड़ी का शीशा उतर जाता है, एंड आई लाइक टू सी थिंग्स एज दे आर, हाउ अगली और हाउ ब्यूटीफुल दे बी, बट आई एम समवन हु इज a seeker to life. That has really helped me. So when you are so in peace with who you are, and when you know what the world is facing and where and how you are lucky at, and then people abhi kya kare, there was, what should I say, there used to be a time when I used to say why me, ki bhagwan main kyun, but then came a time when I said why not me, then who? When I look out to my friends or to my family, extended family, and I think about अगर मेरी जगह ये होता ये, तो then I know कि वो तो नहीं झेल पाता, and I'm not judging it because ये आप ही को मिला है करने के लिए. This is the job you have been given, and I know that these are the jobs that I can't, and this I can. So Bhagwan has been very kind to give me what I can. And I'm just following the order. It's like that. So उसमें फिर stand out करना, pop out करना, वो सब अभी रोज होता है. ये तो it's like a part of the life. But I made peace because अभी और क्या करूँ? Because that's how people have been brought up. That's how people have really, the word is not right, but have sucked up to what society has been telling them to do. तो जो अपने जीवन में बदलाव नहीं ला रहे, वो दूसरे के बदलाव का कैसे सराहेंगे?
कैसे सराहेंगे? Right. That's correct. And you said a very important thing, and it becomes a very interesting question, and which would give me a lot of great insights from you. And this is, like you said, why me? Why not me? These are two different attitudes. When I say why me, then I don't accept my situation. I'm not happy with that situation. When I say why not me about the same situation, that means I see an opportunity in the adversity. So that's a different attitude. So when you have this thing, so which one do you have for yourself now, for your entire life journey now? Why me or why not me?
Why not?
Why not me? So that's lovely. That's amazing. Yeah, why not me? That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, Akash, all of us have our own low moments. You might have had yours. So what was your deepest low moment and how did you come out of it?
So obviously losing my father has been my deepest. It's been a very. It's been that's I've never been able to come out of it somehow, because while I had that, I never had the time to sit and be in the sorrow. I it was, I was what, 20, and there is a societal acceptance, there is jobs as a boy you had to do. वो 15 दिन, वो 13 दिन, वो 1 महीना, वो 1 साल, सिर्फ आपको क्या करना है में बीत जाता है, इंस्टेड ऑफ आपको क्या फील हो रहा है की तरफ जाने के लिए. So somehow I've been unable to move out of the fact that I don't have him anymore. To whoever I am today. Like, when I lost him, I lost someone who I always wanted to show what I can be or who I am. Today, to whatever God's been kind with me, the achievements I've received, the all of that. Somehow I still feel like I don't have a father back home to show him to what I've achieved today.
Yeah, I can share my moments of pride. Yeah.
Yeah, or to share my, like, he was such a good friend that I remember calling him for the first drink I ever had, or the first smoke I ever did, or to many first in my life, and I would ask him, should I do it or not, and is it the right thing to do it or not, or he would tell me to do it or not, and what is the right age. So while I lost him at 21, I was somewhere so prepared to take up the world. Is all because of him. And then when I lost him, I really lost an icon, my hero, and that's a fact. So that's a moment which was very vulnerable. But again, which I told you in the beginning, I surrendered to times and to situations. I accepted that this is going to happen. I just let it pass. I just let it happen. I don't know if I should be sharing this with you or not, or with the people who are watching this, but I remember my father being in the ICU. He got a brain attack. And I'm talking about brain attack kuch 12-13 saal pehle, when it was not a usual terminology that there is something which is called brain attack. Right? I remember that was the term which came to me very first time, and I googled ki ye kya hota hai. I remember going into the ICU ward in America, and I said him that I know you're listening to me. And I know you're on this situation because of you think you're responsible to your kids, and you think you should. So I told him, if you're gonna come back as who you are, and as who you want to be, or don't come back. Let it be. Leave it to me. And I still remember उनकी छाती पे मैंने हाथ धर के बात बोली थी कि आप आओ तो वैसे आना जैसे आप खुद आना चाहो, तो तुम मत आना. This happened with me out of what I don't know, but I was able to do this. And next day morning, this happened in the last evening before, a day before that, and the next day morning he was not with us anymore. He was able to pass out because he was just sustaining and fighting to what on that bed, because he thought he is responsible to his family, or but that is what I was able to
pass on. Courage and say it.
Yeah, bas ho gaya. But the courage, literally, when people tell me that I'm very courageous to come out, I'm very courageous to hold in these situations, I don't know if it's been courageous or not, because for me, courage is my mother. For me, the only word that comes first to my mind when people say you're courageous, I said not me, but my mom, who really let me be who I am. Because somewhere I was doing it for who I am, or the community I belong to, or the community I understand about. But my mom does it all in spite of knowing anything about who and what I feel like.
Right.
Yeah. And not because I'm the son and she lets me do it because of that. No, because she's doing it on a very human level. She just let other human live. So that is courageous, where people judge you for you because you let your son to be who he is. And day in and day out, people look you through a vision where
different lens.
and then she let you live. Like when people talk to me and say, when did you came out to your parents, I said I never came out to my parents. I never had to. All I need to tell my mom is like, where is my lipper, where is my kajal, where is my heels. And that was how my conversation in home has been always. It was never like this melodramatic moment where I'll end up saying, okay ma, I'm gay. Oh, so I never had that. It was, so she let me be in that phase.
That's
So,
courageous. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
When you have like, when you have like two daughters and one son, you have that pressure also. And still, if she behaves like this, she thinks like this, and I think this is truly, truly, really courageous. And that too of her age. We have the generation gap. So
yes.
if she thinks like that, I think that's really, she's ahead of her generation, and she's being courageous as well, brave as well. That's emotional also, Akash. And it brings to my next question, since like I know I understand this now. I never thought of it like that earlier, but now when I'm having this conversation with you, I understand that you may be going through a lot of emotional ups and downs on a daily basis. Right from going out for a walk when people look at you, right from having the conversation, right, when you have a professional exchange, when you have a personal exchange, you may be going through a lot of things and a lot of emotional turmoil. How do you keep yourself emotionally balanced?
I don't. I live in the moment. I let myself sink into deep. There are times I don't want to get out of my home. There are times I don't want to switch off on the light, and I let that happen to me. I have stopped being strong because people expect you to be strong. I let myself be vulnerable. I let myself sink into emotions. I let myself go low. And if I don't let that all happen, I'll break down.
Yeah. Then you'll be keeping it to yourself then inside, and it may burst one day.
Because as being a jeweler, I learned it from an experiment I was doing in my institution. Is this key? Even while we are stretching a metal for long, it stops stretching and it reaches to a break point. You have to reheat the metal to create an elasticity for it to stretch further. I let reheat myself. I let it all come to me and soaking into that space because I don't want to break down. I want to increase my elasticity to situations. So, and you don't have to be strong for people, Baba. And what is this being strong is all about? Who is strong and who is weak? To begin with, nobody is weak for us to say that we are strong.
Yeah. Yeah. But how do you keep yourself emotionally balanced? Strong or weak, I know they're 2 points, but balance is 1 point.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I agree. To emotionally, nobody. I'm not able to. And you know me in and out. You know how I burst out and I have to, how I break out and I have to, how I have to embrace myself. Everything I go with flow. Being genuinely true to yourself. Live in the moment you are. Don't live it because people expect you to be certain kinds. Would not help you. So I go low, and I go low, and I very much with awareness go low. That okay, I'm feeling bad, or feeling sad, or feeling low, or feeling numb, or feeling nothing. And then only I can come out of it. And okay, I'm dipping into this water for this much time, but it is me only has to get myself out of the water also.
So that's taking responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, because I'm sorry if I'm extending this, but what happened was in 2018, I really faced a lot of depression. I remember for 2 months or more, I used to get up दोपहर के 2 बजे. I used to go back to sleep. I used to just wait for the day to get over. And this happened with me for 2 months or more. But this happened to me. I just wanted the day to pass by. And I thought by sleeping off, by closing my eyes, I'll be able to pass a day. I'll be able to hold the situation I'm in, So I've gone through that difficult time where I was like, kabhi ye din niklega. And then what happened in that time is I was not ready to accept that I'm in this situation. And that's why I was behaving like that. The day I accepted that, Akash, there's something which has gone wrong, and you're not taking the charge about it, and you just want it to pass by itself, it will never pass by. Accept things have turned out wrong by you. Accept that there is something which you have really messed up. Take the charge. Deal with it. I was able to come out of it. So both ways. I was able to sink into it, stay there, and then I was able to take the charge and get
Walk out, yeah. Give yourself some time. Just be in the moment, absorb it, and then when you're ready, you get back and bounce back in your life. That's interesting. Okay, all right. So Akash, you are a change maker, an inspiration for so many. You've been, raising your voice for, LGBTQ community. And I think it really means a lot for people who have been silent throughout their life because they could not gather the courage or, other people, other like-minded people who could just form the group, raise voice and bring the change. What message would you like to give to all those people?
Who are still closeted or who are still suffocating?
Who are from this LGBTQ community?
Two things. Take your time. कोई जल्दी नहीं है बाहर आने की. Take your bloody good time because it's not going to be easy. It's going to be equally hard as you're in that moment right now. It's not going to be like कल सब कुछ बदल जाएगा. You will have a different phase of challenges with you. So don't think the life would, oh God, can we let it pass?
Yeah. Because I think this is an important message. So we'll just wait for a moment. Yeah.
Okay. So, I just want them all to understand that take your time. We're in a generation now, Amika, when I go to gender sensitizations to colleges and schools and I see 14-year-old, 13-year-old, 16-year-old and say, hey, thank you for being who you are, even I am so and so.
Yeah.
Somewhere I feel like good being an icon to them, and somewhere I feel like something is not right for them to at this age reduce their journey of self-knowing.
Coming out so early, you mean?
No, of attaching to a tag so early and not discovering it further.
Okay.
Okay, so I because what I started my journey being boy. I became a rebellious gay. I became a pessimist individual later. I became who am I today? I don't belong to any tags of those kinds now, and I'm this. I like the umbrella term being queer because that gives me freedom and gender fluidity to what I want to be.
Yeah.
So somehow this generation who wants to come out has to know that they have to take time, understand the situation in, prioritize their sexuality in accordance to their profession and achievements and balance their financial stability as well while coming out. People would not let you live happily ever after once you come out. And I'm not saying it from in a very triggering point, but I'm saying this is how the society is. Yeah. So you be financially sound enough. Because I was able to pay the bread and butter bills back home. I was able to say who I am. If I would have not been able to do that, I would have had someone else feeding me off. I would have had to surrender my sexuality and my existence to them. So if you want to come out, and if you want to have self-acceptance, please have financial independence as your goal as well. Balance your life, balance your identity. You're not just gay. You're not just Hindu. You're not just some caste, some culture, some religion. You are a whole individual you are. So your sexuality cannot be just your reason of existence, can be one of the reasons of existence. Celebrate who you are, but balance it back home with some detox.
Yeah. And I think in your case also, you established yourself first of all professionally, and then you became more open about it so that you have a platform that who is talking this, who is Akash K. Agarwal. he's a famous jewelry designer, so he has that kind of, you build that credibility that whatever you speak, it's coming out from somewhere, so I think that's very important, that you really establish yourself first, and then of course when you're ready, you talk about it if you want to. That's beautiful, Akash. And what would be your message to the rest of the society? Because I know that you have had your tough battle with that society and you're still continuing that battle. I would not say battle, but kind of disagreement in multiple things, I would say. So what would be your message to all of them?
Yeah, the resistance to live is still on. Absolutely. No message to them because they have to just understand that if you won't let us live, we would still try harder to live. So let's see which side does what. Because, and who's the society, to my I just want to address to the parents of people of my community. Okay. I just want to say them that what my mom did was to just once in her life to let it pass. Let the storm pass. Let the judgment of the relatives pass. Just once. उसके बाद वो कभी bounce back नहीं हुआ. Because even the relatives thought ये तो नहीं सुनने वाले. But now she has the son. I have a mother. We have a family. We all live under one roof.
Yeah.
So it's all about to those parents is to just hold the hands of your child even further stronger while people are judging you for your support to them or judging them for who they are. Just handhold them. It's just hand-holding each other. And it's also for people from my community, and I often say this publicly to people, and I've been often being judged to say this, is that कि अगर तुमको 5 साल लगे हैं तो तुम्हें क्या जल्दी है 5 मिनट अपने माँ बाप को देने की, अपनाओ या मैं जा रहा हूँ या मैं जा रही हूँ. I took 5 years to self-accept who I am or to understand who I am. I would never give my mother 5 minutes to say, are you going to take me in or I'm going to go out? I'm going to give her even 15 more years to understand it. And that is how you're going to be patient about the situation.
Yeah. Right. I think, that's important. Parents should actually, if they could understand their child, what the child is going through, what kind of acceptance the child is looking for. And I think it would make the journey more smooth and better.
Like both of them have to have a communication for each other. Like बच्चों को समझना पड़ेगा माँ बाप किस तरीके से गुजर रहे हैं और माँ बाप को समझना पड़ेगा कि बच्चा किस तरीके. It's being empathetic for other person.
Both the parties, yeah. That's interesting, and I think Akash, that just brings to the end of this conversation that we had, and it was so insightful, and I really got a lot of insights. And what I never thought that Akash might be having so many troubles in life. To me, you're like a normal person. I never judged you for like who you are or what your sexuality is. For me, you were just Akash K. Agarwal, and I never thought that these, he could be going through so much of emotional pressure, so many things. But when I tried preparing for this conversation, then actually I figured it out that yes, life is not what it seems like from outside. Like how I look at you like a person, like Akash K. Agarwal. But how a lot of people look at you is like through your community. So I think अगर ये बदल जाए, मेरे लिए तो आप तभी भी आकाश थे, आज भी आकाश हो, हाँ आज थोड़े फेमस आकाश हो, but I think ये अगर मैसेज अगर सबके पास पहुंच जाए, that see, if universe, if that God, that creator has created everyone, he has created you, he has created me, and कहते हैं कि भगवान से कभी गलती नहीं होती. So you are part of this creation, I am part of this creation. Let's accept each other just the way we are.
Yeah. Well,
I think that would be beautiful if people are able to do that.
Yes. Yeah, I just hope we live in much saner times, and I just hope, because all it takes is just to let people live. Yeah. All it takes is to just accept as who other is, accept as who you are. It's really not that difficult to live a life I'm living.
Right.
It's not that difficult if you set your own standards of You set your own limits and you set your own standards where people would have to reach to address you. It helps a lot.
Right. I think, thank you so much, Akash. We had an amazing
Thank
conversation.
you.
Thank you so much.